Microsoft just released the new Copilot function in Excel, and honestly, it's a complete game changer. Instead of writing complicated formulas, I can literally just type a normal sentence like extract the first name and the city, and Excel does it for you. I can also ask it to review these invoice descriptions, get them categorized, and even tell me how urgent they are based on the dates provided. The headaches of building complicated formulas in Excel could be over as Copilot makes it effortless. Let's see how it works. First of all, to gain access, you'll need the Microsoft 365 Copilot license. If you don't have one, don't worry. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you an alternative AI function you can use in Excel. As a first basic example, we can just type equals copilot in here. You should find the function, and the first part is going to be the prompt where we need to write this in text. So it's going to be in quotations. So I can ask for something simple like tell me the 5 biggest companies in the US. Once I'm done with that, I can just close those quotations, and you'll notice that now we have the context, the prompt part 2, and then if I keep pressing comma, more and more of these options show up. Basically, if they're in these square brackets, they're optional, so we're just not gonna use them for now. Close a parenthesis and hit enter. It might take a second to load, and you'll notice that it's picked up these 5 companies. Much like other AI tools, we can ask it follow-up questions based on this data. So over here on the side, I can try to find where each of these companies are headquartered. So I need to type Copilot in here, and as the quotations, we'll put where are they headquartered, but now we need to add some context, which in this case is all of these 5 companies. We'll close up parenthesis and hit enter, and you'll notice that it's able to find exactly where they're headquartered. If you were paying close attention there, you might have realized that it's actually using the hash sign at the very end, this B2, and then the hash to reference the whole range. That means that if I go back to the original table over here, and instead of the 5 biggest, I say the 7 biggest, you'll notice that it's gonna update not just on this side, but also on the headquarters side too, because it's made it dynamic with the hash sign. In this scenario, I typed the prompt inside of the formula, but you can also just reference it. For instance, I have the sentence right above it for the prompt, and I can just use the same Copilot, select this as the prompt, and then all of this part right here as the context, and you'll notice we get the same answers. And overall, this function works differently to the Copilot feature in Excel, where we always have to have the autosave turned on. Here we can have it completely off and it works perfectly. Alright, that's a basic example done, and now let's go over some more realistic data cleaning examples. Over here, suppose that we want to find the first name, last name, and the city based on this table over here. But first, we should find out if there's any duplicate values. So for that, we can use the Copilot function, and as the prompt, I'll type return any duplicate values, and we need to give it the context, which is this range right over here. Let's go ahead and hit enter. Based on that, you'll notice that it's able to find this Dr. Michael and Miss Sophie as duplicates. That said, it's not actually gonna be able to highlight the relevant areas. So if I try to ask it in a prompt to highlight the duplicate values, it's not gonna be able to do that. That's why for this type of thing, you're just better off using the remove duplicates feature under data. It's gonna be right here. Click on that and it's simply going to remove them for you automatically. And that's pretty much it. Now let's go over the actual cool stuff, which is extracting this text. In this scenario, you'll notice that we have the title up front, like Mr., Doctor, just for some, so that makes it tricky. We also have some middle names, like the T dot in here, so we can't really use a function like the text before or the text split that easily. Same thing goes with the city side. We've got Los Angeles here in the center. We've got London at the very end, so it can be tricky to extract just the relevant parts. But by using the Copilot function, we can just say that in natural language. I'm just gonna type in quotations to extract the following categories, close those quotations, comma, and we wanna select the first name, last name, and city, all 3 in one go. And then we need to add a second prompt. Basically, where do we want it extracted from? It's from this area right here. So we can just say in quotations from this list and put a comma there again, and the context is this whole area right here. We'll close a parenthesis and hit enter. Give it a second to load, and you'll notice it's found that this person is John, surname is Smith, and he's in Los Angeles. All of these appear to be correct, and best part is this is fully dynamic. So if I change from Los Angeles to, let's say, Miami or something, and hit enter, You'll notice in a second, it's going to update over here as the city of Miami. As you can probably tell by now, this function's been able to interpret text, which can be really useful for text analysis. Let's take a look over here with an example. You can see that we're tracking our expenses and we have the transaction description. So these are all the different transactions, the amounts, and we want to be able to categorize them based on these 4 categories on the side. So let's try that with the copilot function again. And the prompt is going to be in quotations, categorize each transaction, comma, and it's gonna be all of these right here, comma again. And for the prompt part 2, we're gonna put in quotations again based on these categories, comma again, and the context number 2 is gonna be these 4 options we wanna give it. We'll close the parenthesis and hit enter. Give it a second to load. Starbucks coffee, it's able to understand that as food. Groceries is shopping. It's even able to detect that an Uber and a taxi are both transport. When you think about it, this is like a smarter X lookup where it's not looking for an exact match and instead it's looking at the description and categorizing it based on that. So I can also change these categories much like in an X lookup. Let's say that I call this F and B instead. It's able to detect what should be categorized F and B in here too. But you can see it's made a small mistake here. The actual category should just be this area right here. It shouldn't be selecting all of this data too. So it is prone to making some errors. Right now, we've just gone over some text examples, but it does work with numerical ones too. For instance, let's suppose that we want to give these customer reviews a score from 1 to 5. So it should understand this text and return the score. I'm gonna put Copilot in here again, and as the prompt, I'll type rank these reviews, comma, the context is all of these reviews right here, and I'm just gonna go from 1 very bad to 5 being very good. Close that parenthesis and hit enter. You'll notice that this that says great service is a clear 5, whereas this one down over here, annoyed at the late delivery, is a 2. Alright, so we've looked at some text, some numbers, and now let's take a look at some dates. For instance, over here we have these invoices where basically we have a description and the date that it's actually due. So I'd like to categorize these like, hey, maybe this is for website, this one right here is emergency, and then we also want to find out how soon we have to pay, right? So an urgency level would be nice to find out if it's very high, so we should pay soon, medium, or low. So in here we'll put a prompt. I can put to review this invoice description, comma, and select the relevant invoices, quotations again, and return the, and we want to select the category and the urgency from up here. Once we select those two, we can close the parenthesis. And here it's saying that some of these are web design related, they're plumbing and repair, and you can see it's categorized all of these. Even better, if you just want it to be like one word, I can literally put one word in here, and it's able to detect that feedback and switch it to just one word. Same thing with the urgency. Let's say that we go 1, 2, 3 instead of high, medium, low, then it's able to make that adjustment as well. Awesome. So far we've seen how to clean, how to analyze, and now let's look at how to generate data. For instance, over here we have this list of products. Suppose that we want to sell these on Amazon, so we need to create some product listings with their description. Now I'm just gonna ask Copilot based on all of this data right here to create a description for it. So I'll type equals Copilot in quotations. I'm saying to add a description for each product based on these columns as well as your own inputs. Now let's just go ahead and select all of the data, which is this part right here. Close the parenthesis and hit enter. Now I'm just gonna give it a second to load, and you'll notice that it's picked up all of the relevant parts, and it's also added its own words in there, like for smooth performance or perfect for high quality photography. Before we cover some important limitations of this function, if you're feeling overwhelmed at how fast AI is moving and how missing out on this AI boom could hurt your career, then I'd recommend you check out our brand new AI for Business and Finance course. It's designed for non-technical people, and you'll start by learning the essential AI concepts like tokens, agents, and more. Then we'll get hands-on with today's top tools and how to get the most out of them with correct prompt engineering. Then we'll dive into AI-powered data analysis with tools like Copilot, Julius, and Bricks, and even build websites, repayment calculators, and budget planners, all without writing any code. Finally, we'll apply everything into real-world scenarios, like using agents to automate market research, create custom GPTs to analyze financials, and much more. So clicking the link in the description today to get started with our AI for Business and Finance course. While Copilot is a super impressive function, it does have some important limitations, and the first one is that you can't just reference any data. So I can't just go ahead, type Copilot in here, and as the prompt just say reference the table on range B to E, it's not gonna be able to detect it unless you put it as part of the context. Also, the examples we've seen so far are relatively small, but if you have a lot of entries, like let's say thousands of them, it might struggle a lot more, take a lot longer, and even be prone to errors or potential hallucinations. Another thing is that it doesn't have access to web search, so you're not gonna find things like the live share price of Apple today. Ultimately, equals Copilot is a super exciting function, but it's still in its early stages, so it's probably going to improve over time. That said, a comparable alternative that doesn't require a Copilot license is the AI formula. It's actually free to add in, and let me show you what it does. Suppose over here, I want to write an email asking my manager to reschedule our meeting, so I can just put AI.ask, and based on that, select this question, and in a few seconds, it's gonna be able to generate a whole email for me. As you can see, it's added the subject, and next to that, the whole body of the email. That's not all though. Let me show you another more impressive example. And just to clarify, I'm not sponsored by this company or by Microsoft, even though they did give me early access to this function so I can show you guys. Over here under the outputs, suppose I want to extract the city, but it's tricky. Sometimes it's at the end, other times it's at the start. So we need to find out how to do this. And with functions in Excel, it would be quite tricky. But by typing ai.extract, it's actually surprisingly easy. As the value, we want to select all of these inputs, so all of the actual sentences, and we want to extract just the city. Hit enter there, and you'll see how it finds that perfectly. The final example I want to show you is their fill feature. So down over here, I can type ai.fill, hit the tab key there, and I'm basically looking to find for these companies, their industry, and their headquarters. You need to show an example, which is basically this top part right here. So I'm just going to select all of that, comma, and the partial are all of these which are basically missing. We'll close up parenthesis and give it a second. So it's found out Amazon is in e-commerce and their HQ is in Seattle, and same thing goes with all of these other companies. That's just a small preview of how to use this function, and to actually install it, you want to go over to add-ins and look for ChatGPT for Excel. Click on more add-ins and look it up from there. That said, if you want to learn to actually use it and get the most out of it, you should watch this video over here. And if you want to see things outside of just Excel, you should watch this video over here to find out the best AI tools for analysts. Hit that like and that subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.